So my money manager friend, Sean, just recently stated the obvious. He said, value investing is dead. This relates to my channel's namesake, the German philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche, with his famous statement, God is dead. Nietzsche does not mean that God ceases to exist, just like value investing continues. He's talking about God as a grand metaphor in the modern age for moral authority, universal truth, a grand kind of cosmic meaning that explains it all, just like value investing used to, right? Of course, even in his time, in Nietzsche's time, people still went to church and believed in God. Some people still do the old-fashioned value investing. But the gospel, preached by the likes of Benjamin Graham and Warren Buffett and my late father, suddenly it's not as universal as it was before. Even previously famous valued companies like Walmart, let's say, who my very savvy investing mother invested in her IRA years ago. Now, are we aware its PE is something like, tech companies? It's a $1 trillion company. So the real challenge in Nietzsche's time, as in our current investing time, is a disorientation. The old rules no longer apply. We have to create our own values. That's a good and a bad thing. It was back then and now. There's no firm basis, which is amazing. So you have this rapid freedom to invest and invent in new ways, the potential for crypto. But the danger, as in Nietzsche's time, is you get a lot of false prophets, like Jim Cramer, who's like the John the Baptist on crack. Even knowing he's wrong, people still listen to him, right? Because we don't have any firm basis. But for better or for worse, we have to create our own values of investing. Consider something like crypto. It's a recent invention, which just a few years ago, the real giants of Wall Street considered heretical, certainly taking a hit these days. But, long-term JP Morgan, BlackRock, even the US government, it's integrating it. The good old days of my father, the value investing, the only real way to invest was like a religion. Now the rate of potential growth, transformation of technology, so many other factors offer this new paradigm. Should I care that the price to earnings ratio of Broadcom, one of my long-term holdings, is so astronomically high? You'd think so, but it can't catch up to its own success. So the old rules, buy cheap fundamentals, sell rich fundamentals, we go through the motions of believing in them, but we're really not investing this way. And so a few key points to wrap up. Nietzsche, God is dead, with my claim, the obvious, value investing is dead. So Nietzsche had this old absolute truth of the Christian God, the source of all meaning, just like we had intrinsic value based on tangible financial fundamentals as the meaning. Then you had the death in Nietzsche's time, modernity, science, the beliefs in God challenged, unbelievable. Now you have technological, secular growth, made traditional fundamental valuation kind of unreliable, right? And then you have in Nietzsche's time this resulting void, this nihilism, right? The loss of universal meaning. Now you have in our time market disorientation, the loss of a reliable investment framework, right? So with Nietzsche's God is dead, humanity, he says, must become the Ubermensch, the Oberman, and create new values, right? Well, value investing is dead, so investors, and they are, right? You have to evolve new models to value growth, intangibles, disruption. So to sum up the problem with Nietzschean nihilism, the ultimate source of meaning has vanished, but nothing has replaced it. And there's a danger without absolute values, right? Even after the belief in God fades, of course, people still go to church. They act as if, right? So we're still going through the motions of value investing. We kind of know the rug is potentially going to be pulled out from under us. Nietzsche sees modern people as haunted by an old Christian morality, acting as if there's universal right and wrong. In the same way, value investing's fading, we still can't get past it haunting us. The ghost of my own frugal father, right? When I'm buying crypto or investing in Broadcom, it still kind of haunts us the way, the loss of old morality has helped us. But say what you want, and I'm sorry, dad, my late wonderful father, taught me how to invest. Value investing, I'm with Nietzsche on this one. It's probably gone.